appears the lower tier of this society is being manipulated through sex and advanced technology by a hidden ruling class. Sound familiar?
Time to play the game!
Right guys, if you're wondering what's going on, I don't even know. I'm joking. The game, it's time to play the game. I'm not doing that, but I did. So, what am I going on about? And what am I talking about? Time to play the game. What do games so-called need to run efficiently? They need rules. Ruler, ruling class. So this is a spell etymology special when I'm looking at a few words, but in particularly rule. And I found some wows that just, again, me breaking words up, happen to make sense. So I'm looking at the word rule and then thus ruling class, because who makes the rules? Who follows the rules? People talk about this being a simulation, a game. Well, a game needs rules, does it? Are we the only ones playing by the rules? Who made the original rules? In ancient times, you had, the scales of Ma'at. And you played the game, you weighed your heart at the end. And if it, weighed differently than the feather and that, you could proceed to the afterlife. Round 2. So, and then you have the commandments. So, and in other religions, you have rules. There's universal law. The rules that we all have to follow. But we're only following them. What if you make up your own rules? And there's a saying, isn't it? There's rules for one and rules for others. Different rules. Different rules for the game. Cheat codes. And so on and so on. So, that's what I'm looking at. So hopefully you'll enjoy this spell etymology special, looking at the word rule and what it means to us. I'm mind blown by it. I just love looking into these things, and hopefully guys you feel the same. Bye for now. So let's begin. So the so-called ruling class, are these the people that make the rules and the ones that don't play by the rules? So let's have a look. So we'll start by having a look at what they state rule means. Circa 12th century, principle or maxim governing conduct, formula to which conduct must be conformed, from Old French rule or Norman rule, custom, religious order. In modern French, particularly in Latinized as regule, from Vulgar Latin regula, from Latin regular, straight stick, bar, ruler. Figuratively, a pattern, a model related to rigueur, to rule, to straighten, to guide, from the pi root reg, moved in a straight line, with derivative meaning to direct in a straight line, thus to lead, to rule. By mid-14th century, control, government, sway, dominion, the meaning, regulation, governing play of a game, etc. is from the 1690s. The phrase rule of the game is by 1787. To bend the rules, interpret, leniently, overlook infringement is by 1680. The meaning strip with a straight edge, used for making straight lines or measuring, is from 14th century. Typography, sense of thin strip, cut, type, high, and used for printing continuous lines, is attested from 1680. Rules of law, supremacy, or impartial and well-defined laws to any individual power, is from 1883. Rules of the road, in reference to fixed custom formerly much varying from country to country, which regulate the sides to be taken by vehicles in passing each other, is from 1805. So, next one, ruler, late 14th century, one who rules or governs, especially in reference to superior or sovereign authority. Agent, noun, from rule, the meaning instrument used for guiding a pen, etc. in making straight lines, is from 14th century. Compare rule, the older word for this. Remember that famous saying, The pen is mightier than the sword. Why? Because whoever writes is controlling you and me with laws and rules. So, I wanted to have a look. Ruling class, I've mentioned that, and here's a basic definition. The ruling class refers to the economically and politically dominant group in society who hold power and influence over the legal system, ensuring that their interests are promoted and maintained through mechanisms such as socialisation and professionalisation, amongst many other things. So the ruling class. So, as I mentioned, games, rules for the game. So why are rules important in a game? The rules of a game define how the game is played, what actions are allowed or prohibited, and how players should behave. They provide a framework for the game and help to ensure that it is fair and enjoyable for all players. Rules are an integral part of games, and they serve a variety of purposes. So you can automatically say, when you start looking at this with different eyes, it's basically holding us down. But if we didn't have rules, would we have anarchy? So there's always ways to look at this. But if you make the rules, you can make the rules in your favour. So you can cheat, basically, can't you? So next few ones. How important are the rules to you? This is literally so. To play a game is to voluntarily agree to the act under a set of artificial rules within a limited portion of its existence. So basically, we agree to the rules because we participate in the game. That's why all this talk of Matrix, Red Pill and Blue Pill is breaking this voluntary agreement. Crazy, isn't it? Obeying the rules of a game. We need rules to help reward good behaviour and punish bad behaviour. Substantial freedom, however, is a good thing. So basically that one is looking at, if you play our game, we will reward you. It does make you angry, doesn't it? Because you can start saying, wow, yeah, our society rules. Us, what they call plebs and the lower classes. If you behave, we will reward you. You know, we should all be the same. What is the most important reason we have rules for games? Without rules, a game would lack direction and purpose. Balance. Rules ensure that all players have an equal opportunity to succeed in the game. So if the creator who created this game had a set of rules, so everyone would have an equal opportunity to succeed, yet some players in the game have decided to become upper class and dictate and make new rules, change the rules. That's how I'm seeing it. So you just saw what basically they're saying, what rule is and different things, and I'll be doing my little thing now and showing you what I've found, and it's crazy. So as I was making that last section, I saw something and I'm like, oh my god, how did I not see this? For as long as I've been doing videos on words and spells, I didn't see this connection. And once I say it to you guys, you'll see it and you'll go, oh my god, too. I'm 100% sure you will do. Not this first bit, but the bit that is a connection. So when we're talking about rules and law, a lot of you automatically be thinking, hey, these guys are using maritime law or the law of the sea, admiralty law over us. Now that got me thinking, and as you can see, the pirate flag, that is a clue. So maritime law, sometimes called admiralty law, applies only to the US, domestic ports and our navigable waters. It does not apply outside of these locations. The law of the sea is international and is used by those countries who have ratified the UNCOLS to govern injuries that occur in the respective waters. So basically the UN Convention of the Law of the Sea is what that UNCOLS is. Now it was adopted in 1982. It recognises that the ocean is the common heritage of humankind and that no state shall claim or exercise sovereignty or sovereign rights over any part of the area of its resources. So it's talking about, obviously we're talking about the law of the sea, maritime law, etc. Now it got me thinking, right, these people think they are the elites. Now, when we look into history, you see a lot of the people coming from the sea. They were also known as the sea peoples. Now, if the sea peoples use law of the sea, admiralty law, maritime law, whatever you want to call it, and when they hit land and they so-called take power from those who are local or living in or on the land, what do you automatically do? Now think about it. When you make rules for your kids to do or etc., you use ground rules. So the sea peoples, and this is just me surmising and saying, what if these sea peoples or whatever came from the sea made people for us to live under, and they called them ground rules, are guidelines that participants in a meeting agree to follow in order to make the meeting more productive and enjoyable. Common ground rules include things like being respectful of other participants, not interrupting, and staying on topic. The term originally comes from baseball. But what if you live on land? You are governed by the guidelines, the ground rules. But we are from the sea. We follow maritime law, a different law, different rules. Hence why they think they live above the law, because they don't go by our law or that law, the ground rules. They go by maritime, admiralty, or the law of the sea. It's a good theory, isn't it? That's just what it is. But when we are looking at etymology, you just heard me say in the description, the Proto-Indo-European language is what most languages are based from. It's called Pi for short. And then we talk about the root. The roots of the reconstructed Proto-Indo-European language Pi are basic parts of words to carry a lexical meaning, so-called morphemes. Pi root usually have verbal meanings like to eat or to run. Roots never occurred alone in the language. So you can see Pi roots. And there's your clue. Pi roots, pirates. I am shocked and I am tingling. If these people came to the land and made new ground rules for us and changed the language, wouldn't it somehow contain something in regard to the sea? Pirates. Pirates. Oh my God. Have I just found something, or am I just seeing that parody hole? And I possibly could be, but that has shocked me. I've been doing languages for so long, like this, breaking them down, and I've never said pirate. And hey, that sounds like pirate. Have they just hidden something to say, hey, these people of the seas, change your language, and they are using the pirate law, etymology, to change those rules. They changed the language. Change the language means changing the rules. I wonder if there's something in that. What say they? So I want to add something to what you've just saw. Mind the creaks, it's not my bones, it's my desk. A long time ago, many years ago, I made a video asking, are we non-playing characters? Because we are not playing the game. We've refused to play because we can see the game is being rigged. At all turns, every corner, the game is being rigged. Not for us, but against us. So this is what we do as a community. We refuse to play the game. So I ask, could that then be seen as we are not playing the game, we are NPCs? And I come quite a lot of trolls because people, we are not the NPCs. And technically, yes, you could be right. NPCs, classically, if you look at the definition, are players not controlled, people controlled in the game, not by a player. So, otherwise it's like a computer controlling it, brainless, soulless, whatever. That's what an NPC is. And I've been thinking a lot since then I'm making this video. Maybe if I didn't say non-playing character, but not playing character. We have refused to not play. We have said enough's enough. We are not playing now. Now, what do you think about that? Because we saw about the stuff about the game and different things and assimilation that a lot of people believe in, and some of the things that I've put in against this. There is rules that have been rigged, ground rules, and we've refused to play them by those rules. We see it as not fair. The house always wins of sorts, so how can we get enjoyment out of this game that we are playing if we know it's rigged? That is the question. Do we carry on doing what we do? Or do we fight back by taking part of the game and trying to evolve their character? I don't think there's a right or wrong way of looking at this, but it's an interesting thing to put in again with this video. I've talked about games and rules. People call people who are not in the community as NPCs. It's not a term I've liked or loved to use. And I never take anything granted. You saw my videos on truth and different things. People are accepting the covenant of all the truth of channels as this is the law, this is the rules. You don't play it. And how many times have you saw it, guys, where you go against a channel or a so-called gatekeeper in that community saying, no, I prefer this theory, and they call you a troll and a shill. So take heed when you blindly follow something and take it as a fact when it's just a belief. It's just an opinion. So this is why I always look for different answers and say, you know what, I'm not going to put fancy titles in and make it so grandiose. And I always asked, were we NPCs? Because we've not been playing the game. Now, some people didn't originally like, oh, we're not NPCs, we're non-playing characters. But what if you are a not playing character? You're taking a stand, you're refusing to take part. So that is just my intersection before now I get to the real cool bit, which is intriguing and connects everything about the etymology or the spell etymology of rule. So guys, as a bonus spell etymology special, I thought I'd quickly break down the word game. And if you type in game now into a search engine, it'll just say, for etymology, basically a joy, pleasure, something you enjoy doing, sport, as they used to say. But you might be thinking, why has he got a guy with a tape measure? Once if I could show you that it possibly could, and don't set this as fact because it's not. It's just me putting two spells together. I've broken up game, and I can show that from my breakdown it could be like a penis measuring contest. That would be incredible, wouldn't it? So gallum, the GA in game comes from gallum or gallus, which means cock. You can see it right on the screen, not changed anything. So I've then been left with ME, and as you can see, Old English ME is derived from Greek ME or EME and Sanskrit MA, ma. So I put ma on, and ma is, obviously you can say that for your mother, so you could say cock as a father, and male and female, or as I've showed you, GA is cock and ma is a root of Sanskrit language whose meaning is what is limited, what can be measured, and what is governed by time. Expands to become matra, which meaning is a unit of measure, units of time, and this is seen in European languages as meter, which forms a metric system of weights and measures. So there you go, just a bit of fun. Game could be a penis measuring contest, a game. What do you think about that? Right, my flockers, let's have a look at rule. Now, I'm going to do the splitting into two now. So we're going to have RU and then LE, which I always use as EL for Elohim, the Lords. The so-called Elites, they are Elites, followers of the Elohim. Obviously, Elohim could be Lord, Master also, just like Baal is and things like that. So rule is split into two, and this is what I found. And I'm going to use a few other things because obviously you guys out there will be looking at the rule and saying, what if you spell it different? What does this produce? So rule, reol, in Hebrew means friend of God. That's intriguing, isn't it? Friend of the God, friend of the Elohim. In Arabic, you can see it's spelled a little bit different from Reuel, but it still means the same, friend of God. That's intriguing, isn't it? And what's got my attention is I am a big Marvel fan. I don't deny it. And what you're seeing on the screen is the Kree. And the Kree used to be known as Rule, R-U-U-L. And obviously the Kree are basically an alien race. Technically advanced militaristic society. Bit like the so-called ruling class, who are the so-called in charge, control the legal system, make the laws, make the rules. So you can see why I just had to pop that little bit in. So as you can see, Rule is split into two. Underneath is what I found, what intrigued me anyway, because there's some of the loads of other things Rule or RU can mean, but this is what got my attention. So what does RU mean? Root in Sanskrit word that translates as sound, noise, alarm, howling, crying, injuring, fear, to break or to shatter. Also forms the roots of ruk, a Sanskrit word meaning light or splendor. You can see why that got my attention, and which may be the source of the common translation of guru in the yoga world. Obviously a lot of people believe they are gurus. So you can now see why this is fascinating. Rule can be split up to mean the light, the splendor, the alarm, the howling, the crying, to break or to shatter, the Elohim. Crazy, right? So I wanted to carry on. So you saw the fascination, what I've just found. But what could I find for ruler? So obviously with ruler, it's self-explanatory. I've showed you RU is one of those many things. So what could I find for LER? And as you can see, I've put it on for your screen so you don't forget, because you're like me, you forget instantly. Root is light, splendor, fear, noise, sound, alarm, crying, howling, and a few other things. But what is LER? Well, I found that it is a god of the sea. Now, did I not just talk about the root, the pi root of words being pirate? Where do pirates sail on the sea? Maritime law, admiralty law. They are playing and using different laws for us ground folk, our ground rules. And it's funny that ruler stems from a god of the sea. Oh, those coinkydinks I seem to be getting everywhere. And as you can see, Mamanan's father is the god of the sea, Ler, Ler. But there is another pronunciation of Lir, and that is said liar. Now you can see even more intriguing. And Lir, liar, is the genitive form, bit like genitals. We were talking about penis before, being a measuring contest of the game. And who rolls, he seems to take over as Orobasine. His father is named Aloth, son of Elath. In Altrum Teague Dimar, Manon calls himself foster son of the Dagda. It's basically the personification of the sea. That's what or liar is, personification of the sea. Now, just a little bit more on this, because I don't know. I'm learning on the fly. A lot of you out there will know this stuff. It's intriguing. And in most popular incarnation, Manon is a member of Ireland's divine tribe, the Tuatha De Dan, and he is the possessor of many supernatural imbued objects and animals. Now, look at some of these. A self-navigating boat called a scuaba tuine or wave sweeper, so it navigates itself. Now, we're talking about rules, we're talking about law. I've mentioned the pen is mightier than the sword. But what is a sword but an anagram of words? A sword, and he has a magical sword. Fragarak, the answerer. What do you answer? But questions. That can cut through any armour. What can pierce any armour, any stone, any bone? But a spell, your words. Another sword, Dialatak, the retaliator, that can slay with every stroke. He has a horse, Anbar, of the flowing mane, that can gallop across the surface of the sea. He has a speckled cow he brought to Ireland from India that can provide a constant supply of milk. And 7 pigs or swine, which after being slaughtered and eaten, can be constituted so they can be slaughtered and eaten again, basically ad infinitum. Basically they just become again and he becomes slain again. He controls the wind, he has magical powers, he's god of the other world. So you can see I'm intrigued by this, that ruler is what we've just talked about, the light, the splendour of the sea god, or the alarm, the crying, the howling, whatever you want to use that Vru as, and then put it in front of L-E-R, produces something intriguing. And wow, ruler. They say they are the elites, the ruling class. Are they ancestors? Are they just people in the game that want to basically rig it? It's intriguing, and just out of curiosity, I wanted to see what symbol Macleia, or Macleia, who is the god of the sea, uses. And it's the Triskelion, or Triskelion, whatever you want to pronounce it, which has been used for many symbols from the Trinity to anything out there. Even it's associated with Isle of Man, the 3 legs. So it's intriguing, this, isn't it? That when you break words down, and again, this is just my breaking down, it's not to be taken as fact or anything, just wow, look, I've been talking about pirates, penis measuring contest. Why is the game rigged? Why do they play from different rules? And you look at the word rule and it talks about light or splendour, etc., etc., from the god of the sea. It's all connected. Strange, that.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. You know they call me the black sheep.
Right, guys, this is the thoughts. I don't normally do a thoughts on a spell etymology, but I thought this was special, and I'm not even going to go, hey, this and this. I'll do that at the end. I want to get straight to it, because I'll be honest, this video is being one of the hardest, not to make, but the thought section. I must have filmed, and I'm not joking, about 13, 14 thoughts, and I just was not happy. And I will be blunt with you guys. People know close to me that we talk to on a regular basis. No, I'm not too far away from calling it a day, making content. I've just had enough. I don't need the hassle. I don't get the enjoyment like I used to out of it, and it's become a chore. The game has become boring. And when you're making a video like this on this topic and rules and different things, you start to see, it gets you, start to see, and it makes you think, am I really doing anything now? Because when I do a video, a lot of people are ignoring the 99 points that I've made, some of the wows, and concentrating on things that I've missed. It seems to me people are just focusing on anything they can, and the negativity, it just, even people that follow the channel have just flipped and gone to the dark side. People know who I am. What you see is what you get. I'm humble. You know, I'm just one of you guys in the trenches, putting stuff together, showing you the patterns I see, and it's just not worth it. You guys, and I don't mean everyone before you get touchy, seem to ignore the fact, hey, we'll watch this guy, we'll watch this lady, oh yeah, but the rapist and the murderers, the this, the this, oh, but they speak a little truth. You're giving away your common sense. And if these people were talking to you in the street, you would not follow it. You won't talk to me, you wouldn't follow him. But because it's the truth, you say blah blah blah. And I've had loads of people at times saying, hey, watch this channel, and then they give but yeah, he has this and they got that, and she got this and she got that, like apologising for him. It's like you're just giving away a part of you because they're doing the truth. Truth doesn't exist. It's just an opinion and your perspectives on topics that we see. It's like I give my opinion, and people just seem to just throw away just because it's got a truth. Oh, and they're trying to silence them. Oh, so it must be right. And all these things are just catching up, and all the guru talk, and I've just got to a stage where I don't need it. I originally got into this because I wanted just to help one person, show them there's a different perspective, and I've done that. So this is like a bonus stage for me. So I just make a video at a time, and that's just how I'm going. I mean, I don't have much money because I'm just like you guys. Not a couple of months ago, I got a new computer because the other one just packed in, and I'm like, I wish I never bothered now, because it's like I feel like I've just wasted my money. The system around you, the people that you've called friends, not get, people just stealing your work, all these things mount and get to you. And I was doing my thoughts yesterday, and I'm just like, why bother? Because I'm brutally honest, like I said, I'm happy in life and different things, but when you're just going onto social media, it's like I always stick my neck out. Oh, I'll go on social media, I'll create this, I'll go on X, we'll go on this, and then people say, oh, we're not on them. Well, why do people ask me to go on these things? It's ridiculous, and it's just a crazy world, and the community's it being infiltrated by paranoid fuckers. It is. You can't wear these colours, you can't do that, you can't scratch your nose, you can't use your hands to talk, and you're this and you're that. It has just took its toll. And again, I look at life and I see things differently. I want to see the positive. So when we are looking at something like this, like etymology of rules, and seeing that if I split it up, that it's talking about the splendour, it's talking about the light of the Elohim, but it's also the flip side, it's talking about the cry, the howls, the screams, the sound of the Elohim, like cymatics, and everything is frequency. And we have been run by overlords, the Elshites as I call them, and they are the rulers, the ruling class. And you can see the connection between them. It's like they have rigged the game that we are in. And when we look at the word ruler, to see that it is an instrument for guiding a pen is mightier than the sword, but the sword is words. So it's like a conductor's stick is a pen. You read, you speak, you imagine. It's the world of manifestation. And we're all clamouring. We all want to go on the channels. It's the dark winter's coming. Yeah, we've had 12. The world's ending next year, or the world's ending in such and such a date. And these channels are just getting all the fear is driving people to watch it. And in other speak, they're like, oh, well, watch what you're saying, watch what you use your spells, Paul, because you can manifest them. Also, thousands and thousands of people that are going onto sites doom and gloom, manifestation that the world's going to end in X amount of days. Do you want the world to end? Some do. Some want to go to another place, but what if there's nothing else? Oh, well, Gary from down the shop who carves kebabs, he has magic mushrooms and DMT, and when he's off his nut, he talks to a leprechaun's left tit who knows the angel from down the road who said everything is this and everything is that, so it's got to be right. Oh, okay, then we'll ignore it. I've had a huge channel saying they get the information from angels, so we can talk to you like shit. Where can you go? What can you do? The game is rigged on all sides. You have them fuckers who rule us. Yeah, we have the power. So only when we unite on a common goal, shit gets done. It's reactive politics. You've seen it. Everything comes together and that thing gets changed, and then people then turn around and start bickering and attacking each other again. I've been trying so hard to get a unity in the community, yet I get attacked for it. These fuckers that you follow steal my work on a daily basis, and you get plaudits, and then people tell me to go and watch a channel that are using my fucking work. So these things get to you, and I'm not stopped being who I am, polite, humble, show appreciation and love, but I'm not taking no shit no more. I've just had it up to here of being used and abused, and as I've always said, I do not take light to bullies. No matter who you are, I'll always stand up for me and the small guy as they look at it, because these guys changed the rules in their favour. And when I came across and looked into people talking about maritime law, law of the sea, and these guys are just pirates. And I've been looking into etymology of words for so long, and looking, oh, here's a Proto-Indo-European meaning. The roots of it is pirate. And my software that I use for speak to text, it's like pirate. I was typing in pirate, pirates coming up, and I was like, no way. How did I not see that? And that's what I love. That's what I get excitement, finding these little nuggets of gold and saying, hey, now I can see it. It's a bit clearly that, yes, they're using the law of the sea, and they've hidden the law of the sea, the Admiralty law, the maritime law, hidden it within the ground rules so they can navigate and get around with the loopholes, because it's the pi root. So spells are magic. You use the vocal cords, the VOC, voice, L's, voice of the Elohim, voice of the gods. You're using spells. Grammar, grimoire book of spells. It's magic. Yeah, all you fucking sad fuckers, and I'm sorry if people get offended because I swear, don't follow me. I'm allowed to have a little rant. It's my platform. And they're telling me to do this and this and this, and yet they troll you with negative curses. They don't watch videos, and they comment and call them ridicule you. Yet we have to just take the stiff upper lip and not say anything. I won't reply to trolls because it's a waste of my energy. But they're coming out and they're coming out. And people think, oh, Paul, lovely, wouldn't hurt a fly. I would not. But you don't want to get on my bad side. Because once you do that, that's it. Just second chances with me. And that's just how I am. I think it's my mentality. You know, I'm the kind of guy who says, if I'll meet you there at 3:15, I'll be there at 3, waiting. And if you turn up at 25 past, that's it, I'll go. It's all about showing respect. Even for people you don't like, if you arrange something, you do it. This is just how my mentality works. And sometimes, like I've said in videos, sometimes in life, I can't put my models and what I think on other people. So that's why I let a lot slide over the years, you know, for different things, because people are not me. So I can't hold people to my standards, my rules, because they're not me. And it's unfair, which it is. But when it regards to my channel, I can do it. I class it as my house. So it's like these, we all have rules. There's no way around it. We all have rules. Not necessarily for a game, but, you know, we have children. I have 3. You got children yourselves. You have rules. Don't do this because of this. Don't do that because of that. And it's with love and because we've learned, and we're showing you the experience that we've learned. But it's funny that when we're in a walk of life and you're going to a job and people are showing you, hey, do this, and inside you're singing the Rage Against Machine song. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Why is that? Why do we have that nature in us? Come on, I'll have my hand up. I've had it from time to time. So I'm just assuming, and some of you might not, but a lot of us have done that at least once in their life. And it's like, we don't trust. The trust is gone. It's like, oh, have these got an ulterior motive? And sometimes people have. Because anywhere where there is us, humans, we're prone to do these things. Hey, I want that promotion, so I'll show him to do the wrong things. I'll show him the bad things to do. He'll get pulled up and he won't get the promotion, I'll get it. And this is what happened in life. We're in a game being created by a curator. People can call it a simulation. It's funny that even that in the software, a simulation was getting retyped as a simulation. And a simulation is you being absorbed into something. And it's always got to me thinking about these things that I found in the video, and the etymology of rule being the splendor, the light, the screams, the howls. And then when it got to a ruler, it was the same, the splendor, the light of the sea god. And they're using maritime law and pirates. All that connection with water. Where did he keep the money? In riverbanks. It's a currency. So all that people have talked about over the years now is rooted in words. Pi roots. Crazy. So then when we're looking at these things and thinking, hey, is it okay for us not to take part in this game? And this is just my opinion, and I do change my mind depending on what influences me. And I'm like, have we let them get ahead of us because we're not playing the game? We've not shown unity. We're all playing the game differently, or we're not playing at all. I think we should play the game, but play it smarter. Because in life, if someone's not playing a game, for instance, if you are walking down the street and people are protesting, and sometimes it's like, fucking hell, I can't hear myself think, and you're shutting off, and you get, I can't be doing with all these people getting triggered, and you see all the Karens doing the parades. I'm not saying everyone who does it is like that, but I'm just saying these are automatic things, because you're going about your day-to-day life, you're seeing these things, and if the message doesn't resonate with you, you're like, for fuck's sake, shut up. It's like you're wasting your time. When does a process ever change anything? Because there's no unity. You people have protests and you'll have people infighting. There's not a common goal in anything. And like I said before, when we do have that one common goal and come together, shit gets done. So think about it this way. Us being NPCs, not playing characters, protesting in our own way, because there's different types of protests. Not just like, going down, holding your signs up and different things. Because a lot of people then just see that, who you call normals. I can't be doing with these people. The message gets lost. Because also you then have them, those, they, whoever they are, infiltrating protests, making it more violent. And shit, the message again gets lost. Because they've rigged the game. So have we lost the march, as they say? Have we lost it because we're always infighting? Egos get involved. How many channels are fighting? Because they want to be known as the best, or they want the truth. Well, go and research the word truth and see it doesn't mean truth. And that's why you're all getting triggered. Still getting people daily messaging me, commenting that, oh, this is truth. Well, it's not. It's a fact. Fact is not truth. A fact can contain an element of truth to what you believe, but a fact is a fact. It's like me, and then people will argue. If I say to 10 people, is God a fact? 8 will say, 5 will say, yes, God is a fact. 2 are atheists. No, it doesn't exist. Who's right or wrong? And you can do this on any topic. That's why I always talk about how we can change this reality around us, because we're the common denominator in everything. That's why they try to affect us daily. And it's why I get so down, because I feel getting attacked, not just by trolls, but the system, the game, the AI seems to sense you doing what you do. It isn't it? So when you feel you're doing something like that, I've done specific videos and I get attacked more, because it's like, no, you can't say anything on that topic. Everything seems to be connected to fight. And if you're on your own, you're easy to pick off. That's just how I look at it. And again, I ain't fact, I ain't right. I'm just giving an opinion for what it's worth. And when we're talking about these things, it's crazy. We are getting assimilated. So when you are, oh, well, I'm not playing the game because I'm a truther, you're still in the game. You're just not playing. You are then being assimilated and being absorbed into the game. A bit like the Matrix, where the Agent Smith absorbs a player. You're being absorbed into the Matrix, whether you like it or not. So how do we get out of it? And people are always messaging, how do we get out of it, Paul? I don't know. I'm no different than you. I'm winging it. I'm just trying to navigate through the game. And we're all on different paths So if we're all on a different path, how can I tell you, hey, take the next left if you don't have a left? You have a right. Then you've got a left and then another left and another left, but I've got 3 rights. Or things in life are unique to each other's, like our path. Sometimes we'll come to a crossroads where we can catch a breath and pick a direction. But then you got in life fate. Does it matter which way you go? Because everything is written. And that's why you get to think, are we in, like people say, a simulation, a computer game of sorts, like Westworld, where the rich go and play and we're just dog bodies. That's why they have a lot of caste systems. The caste, you're just a pleb, an underling working class, and you have a middle class, upper class, and so on and so on. The ruling class can control and manipulate the rules and laws to make it easier for them to navigate the game. Sometimes they don't even have to play. You make a game up. I used to do that as a kid. I don't know if you guys used to make games up and then make rules to fit the game. But because you made so many rules up, you used to fight and argue with people because you could never remember them if you didn't write them down. And that's what's happened. The victor has the spoils. Remember, it's like the quote, history is written by the victor, is the alternate version of that. So if the victor writes his Tory, people like to go, his Tory, door. Because they've got a door, so just don't say that, Paul. It is crazy. And this is stuff I get excited about. And I'm going to start doing stuff that I'm going to get passionate about again. I know, like I said, videos, I just go from video to video and the video finds me. And I'm going to do that. I'm not going to change from that, but I'm also going to do stuff I want to do. Maybe off the cuff. I'm very spontaneous at times, but I'm also rigid in the way I do things. It's crazy. So if the victor writes it, he writes the laws, right? So picture yourself as a king or a ruler. And remember, ruler, an instrument for guiding a pen. You're telling people, hey, we're the sea peoples and we've invaded you. Now you follow the ground rules, but we'll use the maritime law, the loopholes, to navigate so much easier. And they're controlling everything. And people are, I don't know the law. A lot of people out there, smarter people on here, do follow the law and use Black's law and different things and look at things like that. It's a hard place to navigate. It's so complicated for a reason, to keep us down. It's a wall. Surround us in a wall. The wall, and backwards, the law. The law, the wealth I've talked about in a long time. They control it. So if they are writing these rules, they assimilate another culture's laws. Hey, I don't mind that law, but hey, I'm going to change that slightly. Boom, there. Boom, boom. War, battle, take over. Oh, then they go and lose. They get it back. They change it back. Another one, third party comes in, mullers both of them, then rearranges everything, or just gets rid of all the laws. Our laws here for our benefit. Sometimes a guideline is for your health. Hey, if you stand too close to the edge, occasionally you might fall off. Oh, we'll put a little fence and put a little sign up. Do not cross this point. Is that a rule or a guideline? So these things happen to us everywhere in life. So you can imagine wars going on, countries aren't getting assimilated, changing the laws of rules. I mean, for instance, people talk about the calendar, 12 months, but haven't we had 13 months in some parts? Yep. Did we lose 11 days in September? Yep. Did we do this? Did we do this? Did we have 8-day weeks? Yep. So all these things we have had, and then you're basing things on that then. It's all been accepted. You've gone into the covenant. You've accepted the pact. Again, one of the things of it, why you have rules, control. We have to accept those rules to play the game. Well, you don't play by the rules. So that's just what we have to get. We have to be smarter. And if, when you are playing a game, what do you notice about a game? You notice the people winning. No one ever remembers the losers. Again, going to the victor, it writes the law. So if we can win a game, even rigged, would that get attention? Little victories. You know, that's what I was always taught. Go for little victories. The little victories mount up. And if we all do a little victory, you know, we've only got to change. See, we're talking about changing. That's what I'm getting at, and why I was like, is it worth doing it? Because I don't want to change someone's mind. You know, are we forcibly changing someone's mind? If I show them a video and they're hell-bent on one and they see my video and it gives them clarity, is that good or bad? Because you've changed your mind. What's the difference between that and someone being indoctrinated? That's always got to me as well. So that's when I'm in a quandary of what to do in the direction of the channel to go. Because people are all good for giving suggestions, but when you're, you know, this is my baby. You know, I worked hard to get the content out and subs, even though I lose subs every video. It's funny that all these other channels get the subs and they're using my work, and people are like, how do you know to do it? Because you can tell if you watch my content, you can see, and there's nothing wrong with being inspiration. There's absolutely not, because I get inspired by you guys. If I or a friend says something, I'll mention the name. Hey, they inspired me to do this. That inspired me to do that. What's wrong with doing that? Because some of these big channels are using my content. So if they say, hey, I got inspired from Black Sheep, and then you look at the video and you go, yeah, but Paul was talking about that. And they're just using, you know, and I'm not one of people always say, oh, we'll report. No, yeah, I'm not like that. You know, I couldn't do it. If you're genuine and you do content, you have like an unwritten rule. You know, you don't grass, you don't slap them into the man, even though they're taking you. You know, it's for you guys to open your eyes and see that you're following people that don't deserve your time. Because the truth does not exist, guys. It's faith. It's religion. And that's why we all get triggered on topics, because we will fight for it. We will fight for the truth, but we won't fight for me. You won't fight for you. You won't fight for the other man. And that's what's gone wrong. They're controlling the game. They've changed the players into what they want. And that's why I asked, are we not playing the game? Have we done it worse by not playing the game? It always gets to me that. I mean, if we do play the game, you get rewarded. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a fine line between doing content and doom and gloom stuff. I don't like doing it, but sometimes I have to alert people to what's going on, to show people, hey, this is going on, but then this is my opinion. But fear sells. And that's why all the fear-mongering channels have a lot of subscribers, because fear sells. Hey, the world's going to end next week. Hey, but buy my book for $29.99. But the world's going to end. It doesn't matter. This will help you. But the world's going to end. Oh, ignore that. Anyway, Paul, stop doing that, because your negative energy is manifesting into that. But aren't you wanting the world to end? And telling thousands and thousands and thousands of people to focus their spiritual and mind energy on the world ending. Oh yeah, but that's different. You know, we have power. How many times have you thought of shit and it happens? So can you imagine thousands and hundreds of thousands, millions of people projecting their energy on the world ending or something bad happening? It's like, oh, it's like they want you to, oh, well, I told you so. How about, I'm glad I got it wrong. And this is what I don't want to be in. I don't want to go around again, kumbaya, and too happy, because we're not. Life has ups and downs, and we've got to surf, we've got to ride the waves. But we have to play the game smarter. We have to say to them, and the negativity and what's bringing me down, fuck you, do what you tell me. They want me to call it a day. And that's my stubbornness in me. If I call it a day, these people win. Yeah, they won't have any more content. That's a good plus. But if you open your eyes, you can see my work all over the place. And that's why I always say to you, just scream out when you're on channels, come check the channel out. Be proud. If you're proud and happy to be a flocker. Because I want us to have a voice. I want this channel to have a voice. That's why I got into it. I got told I'm a black sheep of the community because I was offering a different opinion. I got lambasted, I got trolled out of groups quicker than you can say Jack Flash. Quicker than no, I'm not gonna go as quick as Sam's song or the Pirates song. You know what I mean? Oh god, I torment so much. Like I said, I've got a very bad sense of humour. And I want to get that more into videos, and I'm just gonna do some random stuff because I found my peace now. You know what I mean? And when you do that, it's good. Yeah, that's why you're thinking. That's why I'm like, shit, I wasted my money getting the computer, because if I'm gonna call it a day, I've just wasted that money. That's how you do it in, you know, how retail, some stuff in retail works. You know, you go out and buy and you watch and you find it cheaper, but you use your mind, you say, well, it's actual name brand, it's more quality and different things. We always project that stuff, and it's on this. Oh, well, I use that money, but we're making content now and it's smoother. And my computer was turning off, and it was taking me weeks to do a 10-minute video. It was so old. It did need it, but I'm like, did I just waste it? Because I'm so laid back. I just want the quiet life, and I've chose a field that you just will not get a quiet life. I've brutally honest said to a lot of people, I'm not made for social media, because I'm like, why are you being nasty? Why are you being cruel when you don't even have to be there? It's like you're eating one of your mum's or your grand's. You go to someone's house and they give you something, and it's like broccoli. I know people out there love broccoli or sprouts. I don't like sprouts, make me fat even more. And I'm like, ooh, you know, you eat something, it's like, ooh, well, carry on eating it. Why are you carry on eating it? Why are you putting yourself through the torture? It's sadistic and how mind works. And again, when you talk about content like I do and showing a different opinion, it doesn't mix well. I mean, I'm so excited about this video to see, hey, spell etymology special, looking at the rules. I mean, everywhere we go, we have rules, don't we? They make rules for us, and then the community makes rules. You've only got to go into certain, and I'm sorry, this is just what came to my mind. You only have to go into flat earth groups and then say, hey, I followed the AE map. You'll automatically get straight away. People want to fight over a map. Maps are spam. The rulers, say, well, it's like you having a garden. You having a big garden, but you're the ruler. You own the town. Oh, well, I'm just going to make my border of my house a little bit bigger. Who's going to stop you? The people made maps who don't even leave the building to get other people to do it for them. Oh, I'll take a backhand and I'll make your country a little bit the border. It's why you see borders. Like, why don't you just have them all symmetrical? No, you'll have one bit of country going in here because there's a resource there or something. It's just rigged. It's why maps are spam. And you have people fighting over everything. People will fight over what I've just said in here. It's like, oh, you've made 99 good points there, Paul, but that 1 point, it's what, like I said to you about the video last week. How many friends have you lost? Because when you get to that one topic that triggers you, that triggers the part of you, you butt heads. You can't have the mentality, you know what, let's agree to disagree on this and let's get back to other things. Losing friends over that one thing. That's what the community is. It's been weaponized. You have all the leaders. I mean, for fuck's sake, pardon me swearing, if you saw the so-called leaders of all these different communities, they're all jetting off all around the fucking world. I can't afford my fucking electric. It's crazy. It's like, God, where are they getting all the money from? You know what I mean? It's like crazy. And it's not me being jealous. People can make whatever they want. That's why I want honesty. I was saying to my good friend Sam, there's nothing wrong with making money. But be honest about it. Don't let it change you. That's what happens. People get a few subs, get 10,000 subs, get 20, hundreds, and they change. The money comes in and they change. You don't need to change. You don't have to lie. Hey, I'm in it for making the money. Well, I'm not, because I'm not making any. But when having been in situations in jobs where I've had a good income, it's never changed me. Because I want to be who I am. I like who I am. And I've been brought up right. And that's what I was saying to you. We're in a community that is rigged. They've made us to have rules to follow. We've said, fuck you, I'm not doing what you tell me. Then you come into the community and then you have people, well, you can only follow that map. You can only believe this. And if you believe that, you're a shill and we're ostracizing and we're kicking you out of this group because you are the enemy. Well, aren't we supposed to be in an ostracized group to begin with? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You have groups within groups within groups within groups. And there's never a common, the ruling class, that there should be the common denominator who we are going for. Let's play the game. Let's play it smarter. Let's show people that they're in a game. You know, that's what they did in the Matrix, didn't they? Showed people that they were in a simulation and they could get out, but they went back in to try and get more people out. You know, what we're doing is we're just going into the game, not playing it, standing in a corner and fighting with ourselves. We're just letting them win. We're just doing it slowly. And there's no right, there's no or wrong how to play a game. Because if it's rigged, and again, that's another thing. It's not me being moaning, but like I've said in all these videos, I'm fighting for the truth, so I'm going to talk to you like shit. I'm a truth warrior, but I'm working and I'm follower of God. All right, so you're a Christian, yeah, you want to talk to people like shit. It doesn't matter. I'm fighting for the truth, and that's what I've always said to you. Why is that okay? Because I'm fighting for the truth. Doesn't make sense to me. You know, I want everyone to have their own opinion. Just treat me with respect, like I treat you. You wouldn't walk into my house, would you? You wouldn't walk into my house, pull your pants down and do shit on my rug. You wouldn't. And if you did, you wouldn't. It's like you come into my house, pull your pants down, shit on my rug, and if I throw you out, I'll give you a crack. It's like, why are you cracking me? Just free speech, free crap. No. You know, again, everyone has rules. I wouldn't come into your house, pull my kecks down, do a nice good Mr. Whippy on your rug. But if I did, I wouldn't expect you to fucking say thank you. Thank you and pat me on my back and shake my hand. No, you wouldn't. You know, so we all have rules. We all make rules. And it's up to us whether we choose to follow them. We accept you go into a covenant. I've ruled always good. I've ruled always bad. Do rules change? Is the law archaic in some parts and doesn't go with the times? You know, there's no right or wrong, because if you make a law, it's like that analogy I always use. Remember when I talk about if you go and swim in a pool of turds, eventually you're going to smell like it. And it's like, sometimes I've been like this, and that's what the problem is. Sometimes I've been swimming in this pool because people are all around me, and I've been scared to open my mouth and say something because I'm scared of swallowing a shit. I sound so much like thingy then from if people watch it, Carl Pilkington, like The Moaning of Life or The Idiot Abroad. I feel like sometimes like I'm like that. But yeah, it's like that. Just get out the water, scream from the shore or something. You know, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to make people laugh, I want to have a laugh. But I know my humour is not everyone's. But common sense tells you, you know, hey, we're here for the ride. I'll take the ups with the downs, because there's some stuff I'll say it'll really get you offended. But you know my heart's in the right place, and you know you can't agree on everything. But there's no need to go, you know, leave because you don't agree on one thing. Again, we all have rules, whether you like it or not, and has not taken part contributed to our own downfall. Because when I'm watching a game, a sport, because like I said, I was really into sport growing up. I wanted to be a professional rugby player. Got quite close. Bad injury. So I used to box, Thai boxing, martial arts, you name it. I used to do. Because I was especially into all the martial arts films growing up. You know, and Bruce Lee films and No Retreat, No Surrender. Oh God, those were the days. Days were so simple then, weren't they? So crazy. And we complicate things. It's like when my daughters come to me and say this and this, and we know you're going to be disappointed, Dad. And I go, I'm not. I want you, this is what I say to my children. I always get emotional because I love them. I always want you to be happy. If you are happy, that's it to me. I don't need to know anything else as long as you're happy. You know, we're not going to agree on everything. I brought my children up really well, and I'm proud of them. I said that the other day. I always say every now and again, I'm proud of who you become. That's who we're here for. I'm here to show my kids the right way of going. And obviously people have the different times, but you know, I just want people to be happy. And if you is a troll and trolling is making you happy, go and do it on your own channel. That's the only rule I have. But yeah, I just want my kids to be happy, and I just want to be happy doing what I love. But it just got so hard, and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to have that song in my head. I won't do what you tell me. But is that right or wrong? I don't know. I'm just going to do content to content and see where life takes me. But I just want you know, guys, to go out there and do what makes you happy. That's what's happening. You know, and there's a limit, because we then think, well, if we all go out and do what we're happy, once if you're a mass murderer and you know, or you want to so-called break the law, well, Paul said, do what makes you happy. You know, we have those things like the laws of Ma'at, the 10 Commandments, and every other rules and laws I've put into society. Universal laws. People talk about, oh, they have to show their hand because it's a universal law. Who said that? Who's told you got to show the hand? Oh, it says on the internet. Oh, it says in a book. But they can write whatever they want. They can lead you down a false path. There's no right or wrong. How many times have I said to you guys, do one good deed a day? I had one person complaining. Don't tell people to do a good deed because, you know, it might change fate. But we're all put here in this game, and I want people to go out there and be happy and change people's lives for the better. That's what I believe that God has asked me to do, and we do it in our own little way. What happens if you not smiling to one person doesn't save their life, but because you don't want to influence life, but smiling to someone and giving them a time of day save their life, and then that person goes on and does something else. we're in that balance of sometimes we don't know if that's the right thing to do. That's why I said to people, just go for your intuition, your heart. Like again, my children, oh, you might not like this, Adam, I'm going to do this and this and this. If that makes you happy, I'm happy. You know, I don't care if my children do this, this and this and this. If it makes them happy, it's a hard life as it is. We have to find, a job's not a job if you enjoy it, really, is it? My goal was always to make this my job. But I'm not going to make enough money doing this because times are hard, and I don't even like putting up. It took me 4 years to get buy me a coffee up. And if you want that, there's a buy code. Hey, that was seamless, shameless plug. But you know what I mean? People saying, why don't you accept money? You're a shill. Because I just want it to be about the content. And I'm evolving, and I'm looking at things, and I'm thinking, does it matter? And that's what the quandary was when I was making this video. I'm like, do we just call it time if the game is rigged? But I'm a stubborn bastard. That's one of my flaws. I don't like to be told, do this, even in the community. And that's that thing in you. Is it right for us? Because sometimes people are generally trying to help. But because we have that mindset, it's like, don't tell me what to do. It's like when someone is generally being nice in the comments saying, Paul, why don't you try this? I'm like, in your head, like, fucking don't tell me what to do. But it's not that. They're not telling you what to do. They're just showing you, hey, why don't you try this and try that? That's what we've become as a society. We've become paranoid of love. We've been paranoid of people helping. And rightly so, to be fair, because people have ulterior motives. Narcissists, murderers, you name it. People have an agenda. They want to promote their own, and they want to lead people down a path. But we just have to learn through experience. But it's like that thing in films. When you see someone, for instance, I can use stuff like Marvel because that comes to me. You have like a hero, and you have an anti-hero who, like for instance, like the Punisher, his family got killed, and he's just mullering all the fucking villains. Is he right? Or is it wrong because he's not taking it to the law? Well, we know the law's rigged. And if my family thought it was something like that, I'd probably muller the people that did it anyway. But is that right? And then when you've got that goodness inside you, don't turn the cheek and all that stuff and all the commandments and then the commandments, contradict themselves in the sense of an eye for an eye. And people say, well, that's been wrongly translated. That's what we're having. We're having people. If I sat here now and said, right, God and the angel spoke to me this morning, guys, and they told me you can't watch anyone else, I'm right. Because God has told me. Will I be telling porkies? How many people out there? How many things in life are saying the going to battle in God's name, using God to get their own advantages in life? Oh, you're a left-hander. God said that's evil. Right, you're dead. Oh, if you're a witch and you don't float and all that, if you float, you're a witch. But you drown, well, don't matter then. You're dead, and it is fucked up. The game maybe started off as a game to us experience life, and we had some ground rules, so it would provide a framework to stop people cheating. But people have come in, changed things, changed history. It only takes a couple of generations to wipe out something, and you can replace it. And then you have people in the community, all the guru speakers and all that shit, saying, oh, drink your own piss, eat your own dump on a kebab, and people are following it because they're following the truth. It's crazy. We can't accept that. No, I say in my video, don't accept what I say is truth or fact. This is just me giving you an opinion, giving you another opinion, and that's what I've always lived by. We're playing a game that's rigged, having another opinion, another cheat code to navigate it. It's again like when we're doing these things, or we're not playing by the rules, but we're stretching it. We're finding a loophole. We're finding the things that, technically, morally, you are breaking the law, but the rules don't state it written down. You know what I mean? It's like, for instance, you were in a game. You know how many games get created? I'm a gamer, so I play a lot of games. When a game comes out, they generally get people to play the games, don't they, first, to find these. But a lot of stuff gets missed, and us gamers will find the loopholes and the little cheats, the places where you can walk through a wall and shit and, get away, and it gives you an advantage. Now, maybe the creator had all these rules set out for a reason, these guidelines, but these people taking over, coming in. If you're coming in from the sea or whatever, and you have a different set of laws, you're the winner. So you will change the laws of the game. These people have written the books, and I believe in God. Did God write the Bible? No, a man did. But you'll say he got divine. How do you know? Because I've just said I've had divine intervention this morning doing this, and I was told what I'm saying is 100% fact. And if you don't like it, you're all burning in hell. You're not following my rules that I've set out. Thou shall all give me £100, buy me a coffee, or God will strike you down while you're having a shit. It says so. I can show you. No, you'd call me nuts. Call me a liar. So what about all this stuff in history that's been written down in a creator's name? Is it all manipulation? And that's why I was getting to it. I'm like, should I just call it there? Am I actually doing any good now? I've helped one person. And that's the quandary I have. I don't want to be here talking to the wall and people complaining all the time and talking about other things instead of the good points that I've done in the video. It's a boring game. I've taken up too much of your time as it is, and I've had rants, and sometimes I don't like having rants because I don't want people to come here and think, oh my god, he's moaning again. But a lot of people like a good rant. I can't put this in the video because people don't like that ending, and it's like, have you made content and seen how hard it is? It's bloody hard. You can't make everyone happy. And I've come to the conclusion is, instead of making people happy, I'm just going to make me happy. If I'm happy with it, which is hard because I'm not happy about a lot of stuff. It took me ages to film this thought. So I'm saying, I'm just going to do this. I'll do it differently. So I want to ask you guys, what do we do about this game of life? Do we play it? Do we play it smarter? Because when I see someone playing it smarter, I notice them. I don't notice the losers or the people hiding in the shadows. Being honest, you don't, do you? So do we play this game smarter? Do we play it unified? Because shit gets done when we unify. That's what I've noticed. Who are the people controlling the rules? They've manipulated them. You can see. It's a shame. Maybe God, or who you believe in the creator, created this game that we're in, so we learn experiences for the next level. Some of us are playing with a DLC, which is more maps, more places to navigate. You've got people in the game. Maybe I'm too harsh on some of these people. They're just trying to make the best of they can. And I'm really all right with that. I'm even all right with the trolls. But I don't have to put up with it. If you want to go and do your own guru stuff or gobbledygook or whatever, great. But don't come into my house preaching it. I'm happy to listen to people. Hey, do you want to come and listen to this? Yeah, sure. But, if we're tired of them putting rules on us, why are we putting rules on ourselves? What about the rule of respect each other? There's no right, there's no wrong. I was just blown away to find that the ruler basically was an instrument for guiding a pen. We're talking about Rude being the light of spear or splendor, cry, howling, fear, sound, and then the LE is Elohim, but you put the R on, it became Lur, who was a sea god. He had two weapons that were swords, words. Crazy, all these coinkydinks that are not coinkydinks, isn't it? I mean, we can all do it, all play with words, and I'm just showing you in these videos. So guys, I really want you guys to enjoy the content and give it food for thought. I'm not here to antagonize anyone. I'm not here to make anyone's life hell. I'm just here because I get excited what I find I want to share. And I want to try and mix it up. I'm going to try and do more lives. I'm going to try and do things because I'm tired of saying I'm not doing what you tell me. I'm going to fight back in the way I know. And I'm sick of being put and hidden, because how many people can't find my content? They're not getting notifications. All these channels won't give me a shout out. So I'm going to do it for me. I need you to do it for me. If you're proud to be a flocker, you're proud to be on here, an open channel. You know, it's a shame I didn't have moderators anymore, because I had to take them off because people get blocked. Then people don't follow me anymore because I've not made them a moderator. Well, shouldn't be blocking people without my knowledge. That was shady, because these people are looking after other channels. You know, and it's crazy. I'm all right with everyone if you treat me okay, but I'm coming out fighting now, guys, and I'm not gonna give in. I'm not gonna make huge loads of content. Sometimes I'll make loads of videos. Sometimes you might not see me for a month. I'm just going to make me happy. I'm going to make my children happy, and everyone around me I give a shit about. And then I'll make some content. Look after me health. I can't look after you lot if I don't look after myself. And that's probably my problem, because I give a shit about you. I care about everyone. And it hurts when I'm seeing people in pain. I'm too emotional. You know what I mean? I just want to help. And maybe we're all part of the game, and we all have a task. You're designated to help people. You're designated to be a warrior. You're designated to do this. You're designated to see the patterns. Maybe the creator put us in the game to spice it up. I mean, are some rules made to be broken? It seems that's the rules, isn't it? You can only get ahead if you break the rules. But what designates a bad break? Someone dying, someone losing a job, someone hurt. What are you prepared to do to get ahead? There's no right, there's no wrong. I can't say, well, that's wrong, you did that, because I'm not in that situation. Until you're in the same situation, I can't say what I would do. I would just hope I'm true to myself and I'm true to you guys. What you see is what you get. I'm like you, and I just love looking at different topics and giving my spin. So guys, you've heard me rant on for long enough, but this is just what it got me, this video. The rules. Should we take part? Should we not? How can we expose something if we're not in it? Mixing it with people, you know. So I want you to know I love you all, guys. Stay safe, always wear a smile, and if you want to help the channel, you can do so by sharing, subscribing, and you can buy me a coffee, and the link is there. It's buy me a bar. Everything helps us all to keep going. And guys, stay safe. Enjoy the game. Sorry about the rant, but it was so hard to make this video. I just had to get a few things off my chest. So guys, much love. See you soon. Bye.